It's not every day that you see a franchise come back from the ashes like a phoenix. Marathon seems to be one of those games that has just done that. Bungie, to their credit, for the last 2 years, seems to have gone back into the lab, really started to cook on what their game is going to be, how they're going to market it to people, and honestly, it's quite impressive. Because for the last few weeks, if not the last month or so, Bungie has revitalized what I thought, quite honestly, was going to be a dormant franchise. Something that looked like it was on its way to a train wreck. We all saw 2 years ago when they brought that trailer out, when they announced it at a big Sony PlayStation event, and it was that one more thing, or that big Bungie reveal that everybody was waiting for years. So I want to get into the articles, where it stands today, how everything in the game kind of seems to have flipped on its head, because man, Marathon's looking like something that we all should want to play. Alright, so you know the drill. If you like the video, hit that subscribe button and that like button. It helps out the channel more than you know. So I kind of just want to jump right into this because I'm kind of flabbergasted that Marathon has had this big resurgence. It seems like a game that, like we've said before, just kind of seemed like it was disappearing into the ether. Nobody really cared about it. Nobody was really talking about it. Yet for the last few weeks, Bungie has steadily been piecemealing these videos and this content for people to consume of what the game really is. But more so, having people actually play it. Having alpha testers, beta testers play it, give feedback, and have constructive criticism surrounding the game. So let's jump into exactly what's going on because this is quite interesting. Marathon sources Steam's top sellers after release date reveal. Marathon has swiftly climbed Steam's top sellers list following the reveal of its March 5th release date. Bungie's extraction shooter, which has up until now lived in the realm of closed betas and behind closed doors tests, was made available for pre-orders overnight. In those midnight hours, many wallets were opened by keen members of the public, landing on the number's 7 spot. It lies currently behind Arc Raiders at 3rd. There's also EA Sports FC, Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, and Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Those 3 currently ranking well due to substantial discounts and of course the PC market. It's a great first showing for the extraction shooter, which has until now had the power through a turbulent development process at Bungie. Only last month, its art lead left the company, and prior to that, the game underwent drastic design changes to the game following a mixed reception to initial public betas. It follows on the heels of Arc Raiders, another extraction shooter which took the world by storm last year, growing in popularity through the winter holidays. Whether that game has set the stage for wider extraction shooter popularity, allowing Marathon to launch to a comparable level of success, will be made clear as early as March. Now, I do have to say that I do feel that Arc Raiders really did help kind of put extraction shooters on the maps. Now, I know Tarkov has been out there for a little while now and people have loved it. If you watch a lot of people that play that game on stream, it actually has a pretty good following. But Arc Raiders really kind of escalated that and took it to the new level for when it comes to extraction shooters. Now, we all know that Marathon was supposed to launch, I think, back in September of 2025. I think if they made that date and they didn't delay to March 5th, I think they would have drowned in the water. I think Arc Raiders would have had their lunch, and I think it would have been taken back to the woodshed and executed, because that's exactly what would have happened to Marathon. It was not ready for the limelight. It was not ready for the extraction shooter that Arc Raiders turned into. And honestly, I think with the bad publicity that Bungie has had for the last year and a half, it was a good move to delay it and kind of regroup of what they're doing. Because, like I said before, 2 years ago when they showed Arc Raiders on that PlayStation event, it was rough. I did not think it would look that great. I was watching it, and this is somebody that loves shooters. I love going online. I love playing with people. But man, oh man, did Marathon did not look like it had its best foot forward when it came to presentation. It just didn't have that it thing, that click. And then all the scandals came through. And we all know about that. The stolen art, everything that's been happening, their art director leaving. A lot of the people that did do all that kind of questionable stuff of stealing art got taken out of the company. So for the last several months, if not the last year, Bungie's been regrouping and trying to reframe what their game is and also redesign what their game is. They've put out a bunch of videos showing the graphic fidelity, how they've kind of enhanced it, made it a little bit better. And to be quite honest, it's impressive. I think that this is a PR/HR masterclass on how to revive a game that seemed like it was dead on arrival. And that's what's happening today. For it to top the Steam charts in the top 10, or maybe even the top 5, I believe, that's pretty crazy. And I think there's several reasons why that's happening. Number one is I think there is a pedigree to Bungie that people don't want to admit. I think Bungie has a lot of reputation. I mean, they are a studio that really defined 2 generations of a console with Halo and Destiny. No matter what anybody says, there were so many people playing those games. Halo has basically singed its way into a core memory for a lot of gamers that are at a certain age. And then Destiny completely dominated a generation where it invented basically the looter shooter next to Borderlands. Yet it was online and you could do that with friends. I know people that wasted years of their lives playing Destiny and loved that game. And again, Bungie did that. And no matter what state it is in now, Bungie still created those games and created that fan base. So I think that's number one. Bungie has a name to it, so people are going to flock to Bungie's game. The second part, and I'm going to say this, is nobody is buying games right now. If you're going to bring out a game and it's $70, $80, it needs to hit on all fronts. Gameplay, sound, voice acting, story, everything. And I think that's a tall ask for a lot of gamers to go and spend $70 to $80 on all these games dropping in 2026. That's just a fact. I think it's too much. And when you look at Marathon and honestly, PlayStation's live service games, I think they kind of understand that they can't do that. Now, Concord, let's not go to that one. That one's an outlier. I think we're never going to see anything like Concord again. That big of a failure where people don't understand that it never even sniffed the top 10 selling on Steam. Not even close. It didn't even touch it or even dream to get there. Nobody played that game. I think like 17 people played it. I don't know. It was some low number that nobody ever talked about it and it didn't matter. Marathon is a little different. I think them launching it at $40 is something that we've seen before. Now, Sony, again, who owns Bungie and is part of Marathon, and that's going to be one of their live service games, also launched Helldivers 2, which, if you remember, I believe launched at $40. So Sony seems to have this thing locked down where Helldivers 2 kind of hit the stratosphere of hype. People talked about it, people loved it, and it was everywhere. Everybody was streaming it, everybody was talking about it, it was on social media, it became a meme, and that's what you want. You want your games to get that popular where they can jump up to the Steam charts, jump up on everything, every platform wants to play it. I mean, they even launched it on Xbox, which, hey, why not? Get more gamers on your game. Let them see what it is, let them play it, and let them enjoy it, not to mention rake in the money that it's going to make. Marathon is doing the same thing. They kind of went back to the drawing board, brought out some trailers, and now they're like, hey, this is coming out at March 5th, and it's going to be $40. That's in that realm of, hey, I'll check this out and play that. That's not in the realm of, I don't know if I have the $70, $80 to drop on a game. Marathon is going to be something very different. I think it's going to launch at $40 and be a great price point. That's where I think number 2, why it might be successful. Number 3 is I think Arc Raiders has really laid the foundation to extraction shooters to being more successful. Arc Raiders is very casual. I think that it's a lot of fun. There's not a lot of competitiveness to it because of the desync and a lot of other things. I don't think it could be a competitive shooter, and I don't think it wants to be. I think it fits right in that social kind of weird things happen. It's the only game that can happen in, and it's a lot of fun, and you see people playing it, and it's just a cool time. But I think that Marathon and Bungie maybe could jump into that niche of a competitive shooter, because let's be real, Bungie's games are immaculate when it comes to gameplay. It feels good, it plays good, their shooting is bar none, and especially on the controller, and I think they can take that to the new level when it comes to competitive gameplay in an extraction shooter, which is going to be Marathon. That's why I think Arc Raiders came out at the best time, and they delayed their game, or Bungie delayed their game, at the best time, because they can bring it out when people have an understanding. The casual has an understanding of what an extraction shooter is, and they'll give it a shot. And this is the other reason. I think a lot is riding on this. I think this is do or die for Bungie. Straight up. I don't think they can fail on this one. No studio is taking $100 to multiple hundreds millions of dollars and putting it to a franchise that is unproven. While Marathon isn't a new IP by no means, it is still not an established IP. So for Sony or whoever to give that much money to Bungie to make a new IP, I think there's a lot riding on this. Bungie right now has not been doing well. Their sales haven't been doing well. Sony has not been doing well from live services. They had that whole Jim Ryan debacle where he made every studio basically make a live service game and then canceled a bunch of them. So Bungie and Sony have a lot riding on this game. I think that they need this to hit as hard as it can, get as hyped as hard as it can, and they would be ecstatic if they can get to another Helldivers 2 type of success where they sell so many copies that it is a game that's kind of in that stratosphere of hype. And they've been building that up with these last few trailers. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I've really enjoyed what they've been talking about on these things. I like the way the game looks. Funny enough, even though the art direction is a little questionable of how they got it, but you know, I like the way it looks. I think it looks pretty cool. I think that it's very unique. I think it stands out, and they've been showing it a lot, and you could tell that they've been hard at work, which the developers talk about a lot. I mean, you could see them all over social media talking about how much passion they have for it, how much they put into it, how hard they've worked, and honestly, one of the big things why I think it might be successful is because they listen to criticism. They listen to gamers. There's a lot of beta testing going on right now, alpha testing indoors. They're inviting streamers over. They're inviting a bunch of people. And if you listen to a lot of those people that are online talking about it, they've actually really enjoyed what they played of Marathon. They didn't think the game was all that bad. They've enjoyed a lot of it. It was almost like it was skeptical optimism. That's what I felt from that. I felt like they were very skeptical. They were kind of like, I don't know, but it's a lot of fun and I've enjoyed it. And it's because of all the bad press that surrounded the game for the last 2 years, how it just vanished and nobody heard anything from it. And on top of it, all the scandals. So people felt like, should I like this game? I'm having a good time, but I feel like it's something that I shouldn't be doing. Almost taboo. But now when you put it all together, it seems like the $40 price tag, all of these things put together, it seems like Marathon's kind of having a resurgence and it's rising from the ashes, man. I'm excited to check it out. I think it's in that perfect price range of people that will give the game a shot at $40. I think Bungie has a name and a very household name that a lot of people are going to buy it. And not to mention, if you remember the alpha testing or the beta testing, 500,000 people, I think, crashed one of their stuff because they were trying to get access to Marathon. I don't think we should be underestimating how much pull Bungie has. Destiny is singed into people's lives. It just is. It's in their brain. They understand what it is. And behind that is Bungie. Bungie is everywhere. They're the ones that separated from Microsoft. They're the ones that separated from Activision. They've been all over the industry. They do what they want when they want. And Marathon is just one of those things where it's going to release. They're going to support it. And that's going to be something that a lot of gamers are going to check out. That's just me. I think it's going to do very well. At least I think it will. Of course it could flop. Of course it could have all these other issues, but man, I just don't see it happening. For it to jump to the sales charts and all this, and not to mention, by the way, this collector's edition looks awesome. I know a lot of people don't like collector's editions and don't collect them. I get them every now and then, but I think this collector's edition looks freaking awesome. I don't know, look at this thing. I think this looks freaking fun. I don't know. I enjoy it. I think it's very high quality. I think they're not cutting any corners. They're really jumping into making this game into something that's going to last a very long time. And I hope they don't come out with like, we have a 10-year plan like they did with Destiny. But honestly, I want to know what everybody else thinks about this. Do you think that Marathon is a game that you will check out? Do you think that the $40 price tag is a good thing and that it's going to help the game succeed? Do you think Bungie has a big enough name, or one of the biggest names in the gaming industry, that it's almost unwilling to fail? And do you think there's a lot riding on Bungie? Do you think this is do or die for them, especially now that they're bought by Sony, PlayStation, and that they're going to have to deliver on one of the live service games that has come out? Let me know down below, because I really do enjoy what gamers think, and I want to know what everybody thinks about this. And I think it's fascinating that Marathon's come out, kind of showed out, and brought out some trailers that people like. And again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please hit that subscribe button and that like button. It helps out the channel more than you know. And you can follow me on Twitter at Zalker87. I'm always on there talking games and kind of posting things. I'm not the best social media guy, but I try my best. What are you going to do? But also, I want to know what you're currently playing. I always like talking games about what I'm playing. Funny enough, one of the games that's selling really well is that Avatar game, because I think the movie came out. Plus, that third-person reveal of that game, that trailer that came out for it, was awesome. So I've been playing that and having a pretty good time of it. I think Ubisoft kind of hit it out of the park with that game. No, it didn't do so well, but I'm enjoying it. Plus, I've been doing a lot of TFT, or Teamfight Tactics, and of course, Counter-Strike, those free-to-play games that I enjoy playing. Let me know down below what you're playing. And so that's all for now. Thanks for watching, and until next time, remember, enjoy your gaming. Later.